What's up, everyone? We are back live to do a recap of our most recent event, to answer questions and share what's ahead. So, I'm Nicholas, co founder of the Port St. Lucie Business Club, and I'm joined by Danny, our co founder of Port St. Lucie Business Club. Danny, what's up? It's a Monday. How's your Monday going?
Well, like I was saying before, it was an unexpected craziness today. But
Right.
it's all good stuff though. All good stuff, but it was unexpected.
Yeah. At this point, I expect Mondays to be crazy. It's just the
Yeah.
way it is.
Yeah, for sure,
Well, let me
absolutely.
make sure we are broadcasting into the group. Let me just check it out. If anyone's joining us in the comments, go ahead and let us know if you can see this so that we can make sure everything is working. Sometimes it takes a few minutes to get everything broadcasting out there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think I see the notification saying that we are live, so that's good. So why don't we kick things off with a what were your overall thoughts about our 3-year networking event?
I think it was really awesome, man. One of the takeaways that was mentioned to me by a few people that attended who have been to our events before was that more than half of our attendees, a lot more than half,
Mhm.
were first timers,
Oh yeah.
which is awesome, which I love to hear because that means that we're growing. Our reach is expanding out to those who want to be part of our community and made an effort to come out. So it was like really cool to see that a lot of people were first timers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's always one of the most important things I find that people look for with networking is they wanna find groups that attract a lot of first-time attendees. I
Yeah,
can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, "Oh, I go to so and so group, and
the
it's the
same
same people
people.
every time." So it's something we definitely strive to do. And there's a lot of other groups out there that do the same thing where they attract a lot of first-timers. But I
Yes.
think a big part of what we've done is just try to make first timers feel as welcome as possible.
Yeah.
We intentionally seek out first timers and make sure to connect them with people at the events. We have stickers that say first time attendee, which
Yep.
I think helps sort of break the ice.
I
And
agree.
you just want to make a first timer feel really welcome. Because I remember the first time I went to a networking event, it was miserable. It's definitely, it can be an intimidating experience.
Yeah, I can. And I'm grateful to our leadership team who was in attendance that day because they made it easy for the first time attendees to feel included.
Exactly.
I always make it a point to go to the first time attendees and introduce myself and just make sure that if they have questions or if there's anyone there that they're looking to connect with, that I introduce them and make them feel like they're getting the most out of our events. That's
Yeah.
important. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and that was one of the things I liked about this most recent event, last week was that it wasn't so big of an event that we couldn't say hi to everybody. I think I
Correct.
I got to meet almost everybody that was there.
Yeah.
I missed a few people because there was a lot going on, but I remember last year, leaving our 3-year anniversary event thinking or 2-year anniversary event thinking, "Oh, darn, I didn't get to connect with everyone. I didn't get to say hi to everybody," and it sort of bothered me. So I think
Yeah.
there's a downside to having too big of an event, and we intentionally tried to keep this one a little bit more, regulated, I guess you could say, or under control. And I think it worked out really well.
Yeah, I think simplicity was key in
Hmm.
this on this one. And yeah, I found myself having more time to speak to our guests and introduce myself to the new attendees. So I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why don't we thank some of the folks that helped to make all of this possible? Why don't we start with
Yes.
our sponsors? So, one of the sponsors that was absolutely awesome to work with was Three Guys and Some Screen. They are
Yeah.
a screening company, and we had Michael and Dylan representing Three Guys and Some Screen. They were there. You may have seen the video we did with Michael, and I learned a lot about what they do. I had no
Yeah.
idea there were so many different types of screens. Did you know?
Like, no, I did not know that there was different types of screens. Honestly, I thought it was one screen. You go
Right.
in, create the frame, put it on, done. I
Yeah.
did not realize that there was different thicknesses of screens.
Yeah, Michael was telling me some keep certain bugs out, some keep
Right.
the water out, some you can only see through one way. So, like,
Mhm.
yeah, if you need any screening done for your patio, your lanai, your porch, your door, whatever, your windows, they are the absolute experts. I was just amazed at the level of expertise that Michael and Dylan have when it comes to screening.
Yeah.
They have amazing Google reviews, so I was really glad that they decided to be a sponsor for our event.
Yeah, it was cool working with them, and he was really grateful and appreciative of the opportunity. That's always
Yeah,
good when a sponsor is just really grateful to have a platform to be able to
yeah.
talk to the community. And then we also had Tradition
Mhm.
High School, right? Tradition Prep.
Yeah, so
I
there's
want to
2
say it right.
separate schools.
Somebody
I
said
know,
Tradition High School, and then they
I know. It's 2 separate schools, but now they're
right,
sort of merging into one, so I believe they're going by tradition, K through 12, I wanna say. I hope I
right.
got that right.
Let's
But
hope
they're
you did.
in obviously in tradition, and, yeah, Jill Todd, who many of our group members know, she's the one that set this up and helped, them become a sponsor, and, yeah, it was great to see them there talking about the school, and this was a perfect opportunity for them to sort of, reintroduce themselves under the new brand during this back to school period.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was really nice to work with them, and of course, thanks to Jill Todd
Mhm.
for making the connection. It's greatly appreciated. And it's always good to have an organization like that out in the community so that people know, what the school's about, what they offer, how they're different, and so people know where they are. Because sometimes these schools are created, they're built, and not a lot of people know what's going on
Right.
unless they come out in the community.
Yeah, that's important. And then last but not least, we
Yes,
had Fairway Golf
golf
Society,
society.
right?
Yes. Yep.
Nelson. Now he wasn't able to be there,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah. He
but
had
yeah, tell us
so
about
so
him.
Nelson had a prior engagement. He had to travel for business. His wife Christine and the kids. They're in the transition of moving because congratulations to them. They just bought a new home. So
Mm,
they were in transition to doing that as well. So they had a lot going on. But thank you to Nelson and his family and Fairway Golf Society. Their brand is up and coming and it is beautiful. Some of their merchandise, like their hats, their gloves, their glasses, their polos are beautiful. It has a really beautiful 90s aesthetic look,
mhm.
but it definitely allows you to stand out on the golf course. And they're just beautifully made, great texture. The hats are really cool. I love them. The hats are just like fire. Like they look really good, and especially in the Florida sun, they
Yeah.
really make you stand out. So thanks to Nelson and his family for being one of our sponsors for our third year anniversary, and be on the lookout for all their merchandise that's going to be hitting the market really, really soon.
Yeah, and we'll be doing a video with them pretty soon, so we'll try
Yes,
to help get the word out.
for
But what a
sure.
cool idea, it's like golf
Yeah, it's
apparel that
different.
you actually wanna wear.
Yeah, it's golf apparel that it looks good if you were to wear it outside. I even told Nelson when he gets the majority of the bulk of his merchandise, which I'm sure he did. That he's traveling. I
Mhm.
cannot wait to be able to match it up with like jackets like this, but having a
Yeah.
pop of color underneath with the polos. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, you gotta see it if you haven't checked it out yet. You can go search on Facebook for Fairway Golf Society. But even if you're not a golfer, like I'm not a golfer, but I would still wear some of it because it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, of course, absolutely. And shout out to our leadership team, of
Yep.
course, once again. Tony Myers from About It All Roofing, Alpha Myers, Jeremiah Myers. They have been our day ones. They are always involved, always there to help. Thank you to them for coming out and showing support. Again, Tony and his wife Alpha have been part of our leadership team since day one. And it's beautiful to see their son Jeremiah learning the business,
Yeah.
being involved, always there. So I really look forward to seeing what About It All Roofing grows into because I think they've been doing a really good job, and just being part of the leadership team. It's been a pleasure having them on board
Absolutely. Of
for
course, we
sure.
also have Oksana, who's been with us from the very early days. She's our community engagement director, and she was instrumental in helping welcome people at the front during the event and also shooting some awesome video. She put out a
Yeah,
great Instagram and Facebook reel, and
yeah.
she can always be counted on for just helping out wherever's needed and definitely capturing those special moments on video.
Yeah, and our boy Zachary Grubb. Unfortunately, he was not able to attend. But Zach has also been a integral in our social as our social impact director. He does a great job connecting us with nonprofit organizations so that we can tour nonprofit facilities and learn more about what they're doing in the community. So Zachary Grubb, sorry we missed you, my brother, but it was an awesome event, and we cannot wait to see you again for our holiday event. Hopefully, you're going to be around for the holiday event because he's been doing a lot of traveling. He's a key component of SC Logo Wear,
Hmm.
which is his family's business. So he is a key person in that business. So he does a lot of traveling, and he also has his business on US1. Nick, you want to
Yeah.
give a quick shout
American.
out to his business?
Yeah, yeah, it's, the modern farmhouse, but
Yep.
they are rebranding, and so he's
Yes.
almost done, I believe, with the full rebrand to American Furniture and Design, and one of the
Yep.
really cool things that they specialize in are, tables. Really nice wood,
Yes. Beautiful.
custom-made tables. My favorite style is what they call an epoxy river table,
It's
which literally
gorgeous.
has a river of epoxy in the middle. It's all smooth, and then you got the natural wood finish on the side. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's out of my
Yes.
price range, but one of
Yeah.
these days.
One of these days, we'll be able to buy one of those beautiful tables for our forever home.
Yeah, with a nice purple river for the business club. We'll
Yeah,
put it
right?
in our Port St. Lucie Business Club co-working space someday.
Yes.
We can
Yes.
dream,
We could absolutely dream, man. We got to manifest, manifest.
right?
And of course, huge shout out to our myriad of photographers that we had
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Huge shout out to Jerry, Headshot Jerry.
Mhm.
He's always at our events, always there to support. He takes beautiful photos. So thank you, Headshot Jerry, for those beautiful shots that you were able to share.
Yeah, we also had Gene. Gene's been with us again from the very early days, and
Yeah.
he does such a good job capturing portraits. That's why his
Yes.
name on Instagram is Gene Portrait Pro.
Hmm.
I was looking at some of the pictures he took. Just such a great photographer when it comes to those very candid portrait moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just did a great job with that.
And of course to Marisol, she's
Mhm.
actually the key photographer or the primary photographer for the St. Lucie Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
So shout out to Marisol for coming out. And I think if I'm not mistaken, this wasn't her first time at one of our events, was it?
It
It
was. I
was?
couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Marisol came out, huge supporter. She took some beautiful shots herself. So if you haven't checked out all of the photos that we were able to compile, check out Headshot Jerry, check out Jean Portrait Pro, and make sure that you check out Marisol's page because they all posted and they all are specialists in different shots,
Yes.
which is what's really cool because they each are great at a certain look. Some are candid, others are headshots, others are portraits, others are straight facing. So we literally had every angle covered with three photographers, which is
Yeah, yeah, and I
fantastic.
really love what Marisol was able to do because she took some really great shots of the crowd, and a lot of times we don't get
Yeah,
good crowd shots,
right.
and to me, it's an important part of, I guess, network event,
Yeah, of course.
photography, right? You wanna show the
Yeah.
crowd, you wanna show not just individual people in the crowd, but sort of the crowd as a whole, and she did a really good job, capturing that. I had told her this, so, yeah, she's just excellent for any photography needs. I know she
Mhm.
specializes in events, so, she loves doing weddings and anything that's event related.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have not connected with them on Facebook, make sure you go to their Facebook page, and
Yeah.
of course our venue, right? St. Lucie Lanes has always been so easy to work with. Shout out to Melissa, who has been our contact there since day one. I think we've had 4 or 5
Mhm.
events there. if I'm not
Probably at
mistaken.
least, yeah, somewhere 4 or 5 for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 or 5 events. They're always so pleasant to work with. Of course, the staff, the bartenders were phenomenal.
Mhm.
Keeping an eye on our guests to make sure that they were being served. So huge shout out to Melissa and the crew over at St. Lucie Lanes for just always being so easy to work with. And of course, I'm sure we'll be there sometime in the future, sometime next year.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really cool stuff coming up in the pipeline for the second half of 2026 and a lot of really cool announcements of things that we're working on for 2027. So
I want to
thank you
give
to
a shout out to Brian. Brian is joining us in the comments. Brian
Brian.
is from a faster PC. What's up? He says he was looking for the video. Yeah, I think Facebook's not pushing the live videos as much lately because
They're
I'm
not.
noticing it's
I've
not
noticed
showing
that.
up as much. Usually we have a lot more people on the live, and I'm
Yeah, we
noticing
usually have a dozen people or so that come
yeah,
out. Yep.
it's showing up as live on our page, but it's not showing up in the feed. So probably a little
Interesting. Okay.
Facebook algorithm change over there.
Yep. That's all
So
right. We'll have some clips up in our socials.
yeah, yeah. Most people watch this on replay anyways. So, but thank you for joining
Absolutely.
us live. We appreciate it, and thank you for attending. And thank you
Yes.
for Brian. Actually, was on our 5K team and actually won one of the
Yes.
awards for his
Yep.
division.
Hmm.
So in part of that we ended up winning. Because he was on our team for the 5K. So we appreciate that.
Is he
We have
doing
to
it
do that
again?
again.
Is he doing it again this year with us?
I know we gotta. That's something we need to talk about if we're going to be putting together a team for the Outrun Hunger 5K again. What do you think? Should we?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. And we got to do the turkey trot again.
Oh man, it's going to be
Yeah,
a
we have
busy.
to, man. We got to stay consistent. We got to be out there. It's so cool because you get to connect with new people that you never met before, and then you have others are challenging themselves, and I just think it's a cool vibe to be out there and just doing cool things in the community.
Well, there you have it. You heard it here first. We're going to be doing
Yes,
two 5Ks between now and the end of the year with the Outrun
100%.
Hunger and the Turkey Trot.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Those are
You'd be
easy.
like,
5Ks
why?
are easy for us. Come on, Nick. That's easy.
Oh, I don't know. Me and a 5K don't mix, but I'll do it.
We'll
I'll
get you
do
an
it.
electric scooter and you could just ride along.
I don't know if I'll wear that turkey thing again. That thing was
No,
miserable.
no, that turkey from last year, that probably prevented you from, focusing on the
Oh, yeah.
5K.
I woulda won. Oh, yeah, I would've been first
Oh, yeah,
place if
you
it
would
wasn't
have
for
won
that.
first
That
place,
was why.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
First place in your own mind. But, yeah, what else, man? What else do we have going on, Nick? I know that
Yeah.
we have a couple of things that are already in the pipeline. Of course, we don't have every single detail ironed out, but
Mhm.
what are some cool things that are popping up that are coming up for
Yeah.
the rest of the year?
I know we wanna do another workshop. So we
Yeah.
did our first workshop was earlier this year, and
Yeah.
as you can see, we're sort of switching things up. So we're doing networking event, workshop, pop-up.
Yes.
We're trying to keep it, random and different to try to be
Yep.
different. So I think
Yep.
our next thing is going to be a workshop. We don't have the exact date yet because we're trying to work out all the venue details. We'll probably
Right.
have that within the next couple weeks, but definitely be on the lookout for that, especially if you missed the first workshop. And it'll be a different topic, different speakers. It's not going to always be us up there. We want
Right.
to give up the platform to others. So we would love for you to be there. Just stay on the lookout within the next couple weeks as we get all the details.
Yeah, and I want to go back really quick and just explain why we've decided to just change the format.
Mhm.
From the very beginning of the year, even before that, last year during the holidays, you and I were talking how we wanted to engage with the community in a
Yeah.
different format. Why? Because of what we were talking about before, how new people would come to our events and we never had a real chance to say hello to everyone and get to know everyone. So we made a decision of providing another platform for
Hmm.
people to get together in a room in a different way. And workshops is what we would hear what people wanted. People wanted more workshops, more
Right.
education, information, a little bit more intentional, something that they can walk away with and implement in their business immediately. Even if it's from a mindset perspective, from processes, systems, integration of technology, I know that you've been working on some workshops lately. There's going to
Hmm.
be a lot of really cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So make sure that you're engaging in the group, that you are looking at our Facebook page
Hmm.
on a consistent basis, because that's where you're going to hear and see a lot of the events that are going to be coming in the pipeline. So the next one will be a workshop, and when the details come out, we'll be shooting that out. So just be on the lookout for that type of stuff. And you can
Absolutely.
even go to portsandluciebusinessclub.com on our calendar. If you go
Yep.
onto our calendar, is where you will find all of the events for the rest of the year.
Yeah, not just for us, but for
Yes.
all different types of networking events. So that
Yes.
brings up a good point. We always have people asking, well, how's the best way I could stay involved? And what do y'all do? Is it just
Yep.
networking? No, what we are really trying to do is a lot more than networking. So the best way is to stay involved is make sure you're a member of our Facebook group, not the page, but the group. It's a
Yep.
private group. You have to request access to it, but it's free. Make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter, which you can do at pslbusinessclub.com. And
Yep.
that goes out every Monday. We have business news, events. We highlight a nonprofit every week. So that's free. And then, like you said, follow the calendar. If you just want to go to one place and figure out what networking events you want to go to for the week, we try to put it all into one place, whether it's Chamber or Martini Network or Shameless Promotions or our events. We want to give you one place to go. So those are the big three things that I recommend everyone do if you want to sort of stay plugged in.
Absolutely. And what else do we have going on, Nick? Anything else that we want to share with the community that we want them to know about the club, about us? Anything
Yeah.
that you feel is pertinent?
Absolutely. I think we do have a really good opportunity right now with our newsletter if you want to advertise, because this question always comes up, especially
Yes.
after events, is how can I sponsor something? I missed it. When's the next one? They want to get their brand out there, and we want to help you do that. And one of the best ways to do that is to be a newsletter sponsor. We have
Yes.
different packages available, and it goes out to almost 3,500 people. It was
Oh, wow.
3,300,
Now.
3,400.
Okay.
It's growing. Yeah. So every Monday, and we have over a 50% open rate. And we get you in front of people repeatedly because it's not just
Yes.
one single ad in one weekly edition. You would be in there for the whole month. So it's a really good
Right.
opportunity to get your brand, your image, your link in a newsletter that goes out to business owners. So you're the guy to talk to about that. If someone's
That's right.
interested, how can they get more information?
Yeah, just reach out to me at danny@pslbusinessclub.com. We'll schedule a time to get on a Zoom call or a phone call to go over all of the packages that we offer. And of course, we want to create a package that's specific for your industry, for what your goals are, what you're hoping to accomplish. I think what happens is, and I hear this a lot, right? And it's gonna resonate with a lot of people.
Mhm.
As an entrepreneur, or as a business owner, we take a risk on ourselves. We bet on ourselves to open a business or to provide a service of some sort as an entrepreneur on our own, right? However, the one thing we don't know, the unknown, is we don't know what our ROI is going to be on the time and the money spent to train ourselves to learn what we do and become great at our craft. We
Mhm.
don't know what that ROI is going to be in the future. The same thing goes with advertising. You don't know what your return on those investment dollars will be. I've heard some feedback from some people that say, "Hey, if I spend X amount of dollars, how much will I make back?"
Yeah.
Well, the reality is, if if companies knew that, I think Nike and Apple and all these big companies would spend billions of dollars on advertisements because they'd be able to quantify how much will they be getting back.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because, and that's one of the reasons why we work with everyone's budget and goals, because we understand that not everyone has unlimited resources. Most people don't have unlimited resources. So we want people to understand that, we are very flexible. Well, our goal is to get as many businesses on the newsletter as we can, so that we can help you grow your business, grow visibility, and people
Mhm.
know who you are and where you are. So if your hesitation is, I don't know if how much I'm going to get back investing X amount of dollars, it's okay. We can talk through it, we can work on it, and we can figure out what works best for you. There are no long-term commitments with us
Mhm.
at all. But we'll be more than happy to walk you through it, talk you through that budget, and figure out what best works for you. And we have other options too, right, Nick? I mean, we have the TV banner, which is
TV
super
banner. Yep.
affordable, which is only 35 bucks per event. And then we have the table sponsorships, which is a one-time expense per event, and that's only 250 bucks for now this
Yeah.
year. We have only one more event coming up, which is our holiday party. So that's going to be an awesome event. So we are looking for sponsors for our holiday party, but the newsletter is the place to be
Yeah.
because
That's every
Nick
week.
taught,
Yep.
Nick taught me. I didn't know this. Nick taught me that when I looked up the data, newsletters are actually the number one advertising vehicle right now on many
Yeah. In terms of
platforms
the ROI.
in
Yeah.
terms of the ROI, which is that's I didn't realize that, which is why we wanted to bring that as a service as a value add. So
Yeah.
if you're hesitant about the newsletter, it's okay. We understand the anxiety. Reach out to us. I'll be more than happy to walk you through it and make sure that it's in a comfortable price range for you guys.
Absolutely. I see we got Felipe in the comments. He says he's going to tap in about that. So yeah, absolutely. Send
Yep,
Danny a message and he'll get you the
yep,
info on the
yep.
newsletter. And it's a lot more affordable than a lot of other
Thank you, thank you.
channels to advertise on. So
Absolutely.
it's
Danny at
worth it.
pslbusinessclub.com.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten clients from the newsletter,
So
because
have I.
we take advantage of it just like everyone else. We advertise in it ourselves
Yes.
when we don't
Yes.
have other advertisers, and
Yep.
I've literally I had somebody a month ago, and they signed up with us for Earnworthy Amplify, and, I was like, "Hey, how'd you hear about us?" "Oh, it was from this newsletter called The Connection." Um,
I got
it worked.
I didn't get newsletter. I got it from an email that I get every week.
Oh, there you
And then
go.
I was the one that said, "Let me ask you a question. Was it purple and did it say the connection on it?" And they
Was it
said,
purple?
"Yes." I said, "Okay, well
Mm.
that's our newsletter." And I had to explain what that was because they said I was getting it every week and then one day I read an article on the bottom about the way you do financial planning. So it actually
See?
works.
Yeah, it works. And
Absolutely.
then, yeah, other than that, I think we'll probably also do some random events, maybe another pop-up. Our pop-up events, we only schedule them a week. We only start promoting them about a week ahead of time. That's why we don't
Yep.
advertise them too much ahead of time. So our next like big formal event, like we just had, is going to be our holiday party. But in between, there'll be some workshops, maybe some pop-up events, and then of
Yeah.
course we'll be out there supporting other networking groups and other initiatives like the
Absolutely.
5K, the Turkey Trot, Outrun
Yep.
Hunger. We're going to be
Yep.
in the Chamber Spelling Bee. We're putting a
Yep.
team together for that. So we're out there. We're just not doing networking events every single month because there's so much else already going on.
Absolutely. And we support every other networking event. So if networking is what you're into, there are so many other great groups out
Mhm.
there. Be sure to be tapped in so you know about those.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Any final
Yes.
words before we wrap up?
No, I just again, I'm always really grateful for what we've built together. It's been 3 years, and I can tell you right now that if 3 years ago, October, 3 years ago, at that Starbucks when we had our first meeting, that I could have envisioned what we're creating slowly
Yeah.
but surely on the shoulders of two knuckleheads that don't know anything better to do with their time except
Figuring it
put
out as we go. Yep.
figuring it out as we go. It's been really cool. It's been a really cool journey, and to see it. And listen, the best part is the lessons we've learned from
Oh yeah.
everything that we've done. That's
We
the
probably
best
learned
part.
more this year than any other year, if
This year has been
for
the
sure.
lesson year, which is awesome because you only grow from your failures and from
Yeah.
your lessons. You don't grow when things are going perfect. So I cannot have asked for a better partner in doing this. So I'm really looking forward to what the future holds. But thank you to you,
Thank you.
to
It's been an
Michelle,
honor. Yeah.
Jaden. It's awesome, dude.
It's been great working with you. And we even have the bigger vision for next year, which we can't get
Oh
into.
yeah,
That's gonna be wild. I don't want to
that's gonna be
spill the
fun.
beans for that yet, but just stay
Yes,
tuned because yeah, next year is gonna be an incredible year for the business club.
100%. I cannot wait.
Okay, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for now. If you ever have any
Yes,
questions, you can always reach out to us on social media, or you can just
absolutely.
email hello@pslbusinessclub.com. Or for advertising, you can reach out to Danny@pslbusinessclub.com or check out our website. Thank you for joining us, or thank you for watching the replay. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.